Board. Gay, gay, board. Board, gay, 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 board, gay, 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 games, board games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and today I'll talk about this show, how it is changing, and how I will go on, and how I will maybe keep singing songs, but maybe there will be some piano accompaniment. Board games. Board games I'm not really talking about. Board games I'm talking about the show, but in any case, I'm not gonna shout. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Bez, and it is time for Bezzy Beats and Board Game Blether. Today, episode 703. 703, wow. Managed to. That was a good show, 700. But yeah, today I'm talking about what I will change about the stream. So I've had my big celebration, 701. I had my mega recap looking in the past. Now the next thing that I like to do every 100 episodes is thinking about what I will change, how this has been fitting into my life, and yeah, just taking a moment to look at it and think, is this part of my life going okay? Maybe I should have regular introspection into the rest of my life. I probably should. But regardless, let's talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. Honestly, it didn't feel like I got much done yesterday, but I did sort out a whole bunch of dishes. Um, that went outside, had a bit of a walk. I read a few chapters of a book that's the building blocks, the table of tabletop game design, all about the mechanics, and it's really useful and it definitely gets me thinking about things. But in term and yeah, let's just keep going. Let's try and be a bit positive. Recent highlights. I did allow myself, I'm going to wean myself off this diet. I broke my no diary rule. I had a tin of korma, and with the potatoes, it was just, oh my gosh, delicious. Bits of korma, some almonds, and yeah, that potatoes. It was good times. The highlight, sitting outside, and I enjoyed that. A couple of chats, but more for the promise, the hope of actually meeting up with people. The chats themselves, I could take or leave. Yeah, enjoying the food, enjoying the sun, enjoying the walking around. It was mainly the highlight was the being outside, and oh yes, I also saw a bit of trapeze, some people going pum pum pum. Some person who went pum and then managed to get their foot over and dangled with their feet and then got their hands back over and dangled with their hands before jumping down. I would love to try it. I'm going to try it next month, within the next 2 weeks. I'm excited to do it. Let's talk about brilliant things. Brilliant things. What's a little thing which is brilliant? Let's talk about why I will continue to do this show. Let's talk about why it's brilliant, not from a hey, everyone should go out and watch this, but brilliant from a I'm enjoying this. I want to continue doing this. It brings some regularity. It makes me mindful of the days. It gives me an opportunity to reach out. It means that if someone really wants to see me, then they can come and watch the video. Like if relatives were worried about me, then they could look up the videos. I mean, I try to make it as available as possible. I've told everyone, including relatives, hey, Twitch and youtube.com/stuffbybez. I enjoy meeting with people. That is one of my favorite things. I enjoyed meeting with so Tin Le who yesterday. That was just really fascinating to hear their story and to think about how everything's going for them, and maybe one day I will join them in Vietnam. That would be quite cool. Um, I enjoy having an opportunity to talk through things. I don't need to talk through everything, but I think that when we think about length is actually all right. As always, please do comment, ask questions, fun, like, follow. That is what I enjoy most about these shows when I'm doing it on my own. Kind of, I can see that one person's watching, and I appreciate, an audience. Even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure I want to say anything, but even if you're like, oh, hello, I might have to go in 2 minutes. It's nice to know that you're a human, and I always appreciate comments, and I always answer all respectful questions because I really do want to encourage them. And if you want to ask me which type of bottle I like the most, or whether I sleep with a duvet on or with the windows open, or how I start making games, some of the questions are fast enough. I will answer it there and then, and I'll go through it in like a minute. But quite often it's be like, okay, well, here's a couple of pointers, but I'm going to make that into a whole episode and come back, and then you'll see me talk about it for the better part of half an hour. So let's talk about what I want to change. Um, I would like these shows to be about half an hour. Now, what length are they currently? Um, what length have they been for the past wee bit? Looking through all looking through all of the videos, it's like, okay, these were a bit unusual, but okay, 23 minutes when I'm rushing off somewhere. What, with Jess Medringham, 1 hour 20, 1 hour 40 of what I was backing, 1 hour 40 with Cosmo Duck, half an hour of Pondering Mechanics. I like that. That's a good length. Well, 35 minutes. 91 minutes. Solo play of Solar Storm. Yeah, solo play, that's fine. 10 minutes before Fridays. Okay, and Fridays are when I always do relatively quick things. 94 minutes with a guest. 86 minutes with a guest. 48 minutes about Seize the Power. 100 minutes with a guest. 42 minutes on my own about is a specific player count. 41, 11, 42, 62, 65, 43, 60, 26, 16, 52. It feels like typically my solo shows are less than an hour, unless I'm doing a solo play, or the solo plays, the recaps, that was more than an hour, but typically it lasts about 40 minutes, and I'm okay with that. I'm enjoying that, and I'm enjoying my ability to do these short things. I think that with some guests, part of the reason I would like guests to come on multiple times is because we do chat a lot. And if someone's like, oh, this is the only time that I'm able to come on, then even when someone's been on as a regular guest, like Alan Paul, we go on for like 80, 90 minutes sometimes. And that's fine occasionally, but it's yeah, that leads me to my first change, which is I'm only going to have guests on when they can join me twice. I'm going to encourage people to make two meetings unless if I know that they're already, if I already know that they're going to be a good speaker, maybe I've heard them on their own show, maybe I've met them in real life. I mean, someone that I've never met or spoken to or heard, then it's a bit trickier to say. And in those scenarios, okay, maybe with Team coming on, it makes sense to have them on just once. With Phil Viscaro, yeah, sure, it makes sense to have them on just once. But I would almost like to be like, yeah, you know what? If you're enjoying this, let's make it every couple of weeks. But then again, um, I just enjoy this so much. I don't want to have all the guests all the time and then have no time for myself, my solo shows, because I do want to. After Saturday, Josie was suggesting, yeah, have more music, and I've not had music in ages. I've played music like twice in the last 300 episodes, which is way less than I would like. I'd like to do it maybe once every couple of episodes. Does that mean that I need to um, set aside a specific date for it? Um, no, I think that I would like to have people join me on my shows, and I would like to, if I say, okay, Mondays, that's Monday music, and Thursdays, I'm going to, Tuesday, it's about one of my own games. Wednesday, it's meeting Alan or Jess. Thursday, it's like, yeah, playing a solo game. Friday, it's this, and then like very quickly, I could fill in the calendar, do another review, do another solo game. I think that my answer to that is probably putting it in the calendar, but then having question marks at the start. Because currently my code is that if it's just a number, I say to my guests, yeah, if it's just a number, then please choose that. That's one that's still available. If there's something written, then that's not available. But I can be like, yeah, if it's on a Monday, that will be Musical Monday, and I'll get my keyboard out and maybe just do some tunes. It might be half an hour, and I would like to get my solo shows okay down to 20 minutes plus 10 minutes recap. So it'll be about like 5 minutes warm up, 15 minutes main topic, 10 minutes cool down, or yeah, 10, 10, 10, whatever. Maybe that's enough. Maybe, and the intro also includes like a couple of minutes of the main topic up front. I would, yeah, with half an hour, because I do love it, but I'm just mindful that maybe it's a tiny bit long for people who are watching after the facts, and maybe it's when people come on, I would like to, rather than it being consistently about 62, 82, occasionally 92 minutes, I'd like to aim for 50 minutes. I'd like to aim for 50 minutes total with a guest, and 30 minutes total when it's solo, and 10 minutes ish when I'm outside. So if I'm outside on a Friday, it might be a 5 to 12 minute thing. That's a big thing that I want to change. Yeah, it's been shifting in that direction anyway. Early 2021, I was just loving it, doing all the words on stream, doing these extended shows. And maybe I will occasionally do an extended show, but it should be a deliberately chosen thing, not just, hey, I'm having fun, let's keep doing it for a bit longer, because that feels problematic. And I think that I need to change that attitude about my life generally. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is playthroughs. I would like to do marginally more of these. I'd like to start going through my games. It feels like a um, fairly important thing to me to go through these games because I am on a deadline. I've got to make sure that I get rid of enough games so that I can head off to Thailand and not keep everything just in storage somewhere because that's a big waste. I want to, if there's a game that's like, yeah, I need to continue playing this, then I'll continue playing it. But if it's, oh, this is good fun and maybe Saturday, Saturday or Sunday should probably maybe Saturday because Saturday I typically have a bit more time. A day of me doing playthroughs once a week. That feels like a good amount. Yeah. And more showing the workings because back in the day I did have these, how should I put it? Just, hey, I'm going to be doing a bit of working, I'm going to be doing a bit of drawing, I'm going to do a bit of spreadsheeting, this is what I'm doing. And maybe Sunday is a good day to do that. Just, hey, let's try and be productive. And then Saturday and Sunday will typically be days when I do a bit more. And yeah, maybe that's right. Maybe that's the way it should be. Like, yeah, if there's no guest, then Mondays will be music from now on. Tuesday will be about my games. Like, I'll just talk about my games. Wednesday, well, Jess and Alan are always going to be there. And if they can't make it, I guess, yeah, with Alan, I'm enjoying talking together about mechanics. And with Jess, I am enjoying just having these catch ups and having those moments. Then that leaves Thursday when I'm not sure what Thursdays should be. So if Saturdays are playthroughs and Sundays are okay, let's be productive, what would Thursday be? Yeah, because I don't want to have one day where it's okay, I need to have a guest this day. I feel like always the guest should be a bonus. It's like, oh, normally it's just a musical Monday, but today we've got this guest, bonus surprise. We get to talk to Ree and Laurie, or we get to talk with Rose Atkinson, or we get to talk with, yeah, I was going to say Tonya Pobeda, but like we wouldn't get to talk with them because Tonya's over in Canada, so talking at this time would be ridiculous for them. But yeah, do you have an idea of what should be there on Thursday? Let me know. So yeah, with the trying to wrap up stuff within half an hour, and so I'm going to aim for 20 to 30 minutes. That feels like a good length. And it feels like I've had a good chat. And at this point, let's go to question of the day. Question of the day. What's a little question before we go on our way? My question of the day is, yeah, what would you like to see as a regular, hey, there's no guest here, let's do a solo show episode? If maybe Thursdays should be the days of the things that I didn't do on Wednesday. Yeah, that would work. So Monday is Monday music, Tuesday Tuesday promotion like my games. Wednesday, if it's Alan, we'll talk about mechanics. If it's Jess, we'll talk about just how things are. And Thursday, I'll do the opposite. So if it was Jess the previous day, I'll talk about the mechanic. If it was Alan, I'll just talk a wee bit about how things are doing. Unless like suddenly I've got like, oh, I've got to talk about this rant. Friday will just be a quick rant, and as I go on my way to playtest, Furious Friday, fumblings, feists, feisty Furious Fridays. Maybe I should get a bit angrier on Fridays so I can be feisty and furious. just to make the alliteration work. Play through Saturdays and Sundays doing a bit of work. Yeah, Sundays I'll try to be productive, whether that's drawing stuff or working on my shop or yeah, doing some spreadsheeting of the game design, and hopefully it'll be interesting, fingers crossed. But in any case, it'll just be a bit of motivation for me to get stuff done. Now, over to you. What are you up to? You can share a button if you want to. I seem to be really short on sleep. Today I was struggling to get up. I'm not feeling too great, I'm not going to lie. I might go back to sleep for a couple of hours, or at this point, I feel like I'm pretty much awake. So I'll do bits of social media. I'm planning to definitely redo a game about selecting 7 cards, speedily searching for synergies. I need to get it all drawn up by Thursday. Yep, that would be good. And so, yeah, I'm going to do a prototype before I then do the final drawings. So my prototype, I'm hoping, yeah, it's 5 minutes. I'll get to play it tomorrow. It's something I can easily bring out. Is there anything that you want to share? Something you're looking forward to? Hopes, ambitions? Share anything. And recap and wrap up before we finish up. So to recap and wrap up, from now on, like, there's going to be breaks to the rules. If a guest is on, then I will be talking with the guest. That will overrule everything. If there's a Kickstarter on, well, actually, first priority is if I'm launching a Kickstarter or if I'm at a convention. That is what will be going on those days, and no guest can join me. On Fridays, I will always have a furious 5-minute fighty Friday fling where I just have a rant about something for 5-10 minutes. And I don't allow guests on for Fridays because that's my one day when I'm kind of actually always traveling somewhere. Similarly, like if I've got a meeting scheduled to actually go to the Inside the Box studios or something like that, then I will actually, yeah, not allow. Basically, if I'm going somewhere, I won't allow any guests on. And then the next priority is the guest, and guests I will try to have on twice, at least in future, aiming to finish within 50 to 60 minutes, maybe start wrapping up even after 40 minutes. And otherwise, Mondays, music. Tuesday, and music, storytelling, fiction, just music. Tuesday is, what was Tuesday? Self-promotion. Wednesday is Alan or Jess. Thursday is mechanisms or looking back, the opposite of what I did on Wednesday. Friday rants, Saturday playthroughs, Sunday working. That is what I'm doing, and that is my schedule from now on, unless I have a guest, and I hope that makes sense. For now, thank you to anyone who's watched this. I hope that this has given you an idea of what I'm going to do for the next 96 episodes. I do love having guests on, so I will keep having them on. And yeah, looking ahead at my schedule, Sally Walker may or may not come on Thursday. They're a bit because of, yeah, health reasons, sadly. Tomorrow will be a bit of self-promotion, probably about Seize the Power. Wednesday, discussing action events, cards with Alan Paul. Thursday, either meeting Sally Walker or potentially looking back. Friday, my rants are going to be decided last minute. Saturday, meeting Nell from Shuffle and Roll. Then, yeah, doing Best Day. That's something that I really need to prepare for, and so I need to remind people that there is only less than 1 week to get their typography. If you have not already, then please do go and check out the contests. So please check out stuffbybez.com/contest and stuffbybez.com/art contest. So one link will take you to a game design contest where you design a game for the L deck, and no matter how good or how bad it is, I would encourage you to submit. I would love to try your games, and I would be excited to give you feedback to potentially help you with future designs, like the top 5 people I give mentorship, and hopefully I can be of help. Then the art contest, it's about the typography. And please, please, please join this. No one's joined this so far, so please do. And yeah, I'd be really excited by that. Other than that, share, spread the word. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you. Yeah, just generally, if you're watching this, then ask something in the YouTube comments. I always try to reply. And for now, the only thing left to say is lots of love and bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye. Bye, bye.